Can superstitions take your life? Today, I want to tell you two strange stories. In both of them, people became convinced that something terrible was going to happen, and in both cases, the ending was deeply unsettling. Let us begin with the first story. This story is taken from the Mammoth Book of Superstitions, which is written by Roy Benton. On Sunday, 13th September 1874, in Leopoldstadt, Vienna, Austria, a composer and painter named Arnold Schoenberg was born. Schoenberg suffered from trichesticophobia, which means an extreme and irrational fear of the number 13. The number 13 scared him terribly. Ironically, Schoenberg was a great musician. He developed the 12-tone technique in music, which later became one of the most influential compositional method of the 12th century. In 1932, while he was composing his unfinished act, Moses and Aaron, he counted the letters in the title and found something disturbing. The title contained 13 letters. Due to his fear from 13, he removed one A and changed the title to Moses and Aaron. His fear haunted him throughout his life. At one point, he became convinced that he would die at the age of 76, as 7 plus 6 equals 13, and strangely enough, he was correct. In 1951, he died at the age of 76. But the coincidence didn't stop there. The date was also 13th of July, and according to the popular accounts, he died just 13 minutes before the midnight. Isn't that strange? Now let us come to another story. This story is taken from the famous book The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, which is written by Joseph Murphy. The author tells the story of one of his relatives who visited a crystal gazer in India, which means a person claimed to predict the future. The crystal gazer made a shocking prediction. He told the man that he would die on the next new moon. The prediction frightened him deeply. He began repeating it to his family and friends. The more he repeated it, the more he came to believe it. And do you know what happened? On the day of the next new moon, he actually died. Murphy argues that the man himself became the cause of his own death, not because the prediction was true, but because he accepted it completely. Now, I suppose many of us have heard similar stories before. What is interesting in both of these stories seem to have one thing in common: a strong belief in superstition. Let us try to look these stories through the lens of how Joseph Murphy believed the subconscious mind works. According to Joseph, the conscious mind decides whether to accept or reject an idea. Once accepted, the subconscious mind begins acting upon it. According to Murphy, his relative was healthy and happy before visiting the fortune teller. But once he accepted the prediction completely, his fear took hold of his mind. A similar argument can be made about the Schoenberg. For decades, he lived with an intense fear of the number 13. It followed him throughout his life and may have shaped the way he viewed his own destiny. Did that fear actually contribute to what happened eventually? We can't say that for sure. But one thing is certain: when a belief becomes strong enough, it can influence the way we think, the way we feel, and sometimes even the choices we make. Beliefs can be incredibly powerful. My suggestion to all of you is very simple. Never believe blindly in superstitions. Believe in the reality. The number 13 was never the real problem. People notice it when something bad happens, but they ignore the thousands of times when nothing happens at all. And before ending this video, I want to leave you with one simple question. As we saw, Schoenberg believed he would die at the age of 76 because 7 plus 6 equals 13. But then There was also a time when he was 67 years old, and 6 plus 7 also equals 13. So why didn't he die at 67? Think about it and let me know your answer in the comment section.